Hey everyone, Sanjay here from Contriver podcast and you're listening to Consan Show episode number 94, and today we're going to discuss about IPOs. What is an IPO and how you can, what is the significance of an IPO, and let's get started. IPO means initial public offering. What does that mean? This term sounds really cool, fancy, and you might have heard somewhere while reading a newspaper or some company went into IPO, all that. But what does that really mean? That means I have told you that you can make your company as a public limited. So let's say you are running a company and it's been somewhere around 5 years that you have done that, and today you need some more funds and you are now eligible for public offering, making your company as a public limited. That is called as initial public offering. The entire process, once it's been done, your company will be listed in stock exchange, stock market. That is called as that particular first time listing company. It's called initial public offering. What are the significance of it? Why should you do it and how can you do it? I'll tell you. How can you do it is a different topic. I'll talk about that in my next video. But you have any idea what's a private limited? If not, I have done a separate video on that. Go watch that. If you don't have any idea about public limited or private limited, I have done another video, so make sure you can watch that or listen to that particular podcast. Just search public limited and space Consan Show in YouTube or in Spotify. It will appear. Yep. The next thing. For a company to be an IPO, first thing it has to be private limited, and once it's been a private limited company, now the process of converting that particular company into a public limited is called IPO process. That process. Why should you need to do that? In the sense, you get extra funds, and not just extra funds, you get lots of advantages because of it. Your investors, that scale will be increased, and your products you can scale up a lot, and the amount of transparency in your company regarding the products or accounting or something else, that will be highly increased. The accounting sector of your particular company, that will be completely increased. Then sounds really cool. I can get extra funds. I can make sure I can account my company into regularly and everything. Most of the things that happens within your company, that can be transparently shown to the public. That means you are getting more popularity in your company. Sounds really cool. Then how do you apply that? I'll tell you. So there is a IPO filing process. I'll explain that in another video, but the main advantage of it is, so while doing your company, while making your company as an IPO, a person, the company owner or partners, they can really choose which stock exchange they can be in. In which stock exchange their stocks can exchange. Their company stocks can exchange. And the next thing is they can get an advantage of the shareholders that they have. Once their company is public, they can keep the shares or they can really sell that for an higher price. So let's say you have got a company called as XYZ. So that particular company share you own somewhere around 20%. 20%, let's say $20,000. Once your company has been listed in IPO in New York Stock Exchange, what happens? Your company will be, your share will be worth more than that. And it depends actually. You can sell that more and make some profit. Your share can be probably $25,000 or something else. So that is the main significance of IPO. If your company is getting into IPO, that means your company is really growing. you don't have to worry about funds anymore. So the product that you have, that's really booming. That is what IPOs means. I mean, that is how your company can be done as an IPO. That is the advantage that you get being a business owner of a company. I mean, you have your company which is private limited. After 4 years or 5 years, after 10 years, you make it as an public or list that in IPO or list that in stock market. That means your company has been boomed and you're on the way to success. That's what it means. Yeah. So in my next video, I'll discuss the procedure of it. And in this video, the shout out is for Darshan R. So he has a great tech podcast. Go check it out. I'll drop the links in the podcast. I mean, in my podcast. Do subscribe to him and do make sure you add some value to his life and get the value that he has in his podcast. Yeah. So thanks for your comment, Darshan, and it's about mentoring. I'll make sure I'll do the best of in my podcast, in my videos, or in my entire content generation. I'll make sure I'll give you some value. I mean, I don't want to waste time of my audience. I just want to make sure the moment, I mean, my videos or my podcast will be somewhere around 5 minutes long. The 5 minutes that you spend in that day, that should be worth. So you can spend that in entertainment. In your entire busy day, you can spend that on entertainment, but you just give some value and you feel like you want to learn something out of my podcast or out of my video. That is the biggest thing our community can create. That is the biggest value that I can create to people. That is what I am here for. So yeah, you can drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll make sure I'll give you a shout out. I'll make sure I'll check out your Instagram and give you a shout out. I'll learn something about my community, I mean our community, and once that's done, I'll give you a shout out for sure. So yeah, bye bye guys, it's me Sanjay signing off from Contriver podcast. Meet you in my next podcast. Bye bye.